the Act, for example, right now I will talk about the IT Act, and I'll go to the PDP because we're talking about the existing Act right now. How, apart from the constitutional right of anyone, the IT Act also protects our electronic sensitive information which we share online. Currently, the data includes all messages, text, images under our Information Technology Act, and all the sound, voice, codes, computer program, databases, or computer generated microfiche. Now, what happens? Any kind of data you've shared leaves a footprint. So even if you delete it, sometimes it is always, can be retrieved if there's a footprint. So, and if you're choosing not to share the data, it's entirely, your choice and prudence, I would say. Now, if there is a breach of data, unauthorized breach, where you have not consented to put up something online and somebody has caused a hacking attempt, for example, into your system or device or sent it through a malware and stolen data, he can be liable under Section 43 of the IT Act, whereby he commits this crime of, unauthorizedly accessing your data, putting, maybe damaging your computer, that has happened in this case, or copying or stealing information. So that is there. And then Section 46 of our IT Act, there's an adjudicating authority who grants compensation on such complaints being made. There's a fine difference between 43 and 66 of the IT Act. 66 is a criminal offense where there is a mental intention to commit a crime, and then somebody steals data. If there is no mental intention to commit a crime, to steal or damage a data, and somebody out of negligence, for example, does it, it would fall under only 43, where compensation would be the remedy. But if somebody has deliberately, malafidely taken your content, then he would be punishable under Section 66, which has a term of up to 3 years of imprisonment and fine or more. If that happens, it's a cognizable offense and it is a bailable offense. Now, the point is Section 43A is also. What is 43A? So anybody who is collecting information about an individual person, by say providing a service, he's taking registration and he's taking away information, and he's supposed to keep that information safely. This entity will have to keep the information safely, adopting reasonable security practices. If somehow it doesn't adopt reasonable security practices, then again, they are liable, for compensation to the aggrieved party, and there is no limit to this compensation which can be awarded also. So that is again, looked into by the adjudicating authority, which is a civil court under the IT Act. The criminal cases go to the criminal court under the criminal law. Coming back to the aspect of reasonable security practices here. What are these? One of the standards is given as ISO 27001. And if it could also be, between two parties, you decide what is going to be the reasonable security practices in a defined contract, or you choose to adopt a law or a rule book of some particular professional association. That is also possible. But by and large, we've seen a lot of adoption of ISO 27001 as a reasonable security practice, under our current regime. Now, there is also, there is also a verification of identity done, or prevention or for detection. There is a exception given that if a body corporate can be actually compelled to give away data if it is for law enforcement or investigation of some criminal offense purposes. So for those kind of things, it is possible to take the data, but for a lawful purpose, for investigating a crime, in order to verify, for example, identity of a criminal, in order to prevent, detect, or investigate, or prosecute, or punish people for offenses. And for that, the government agency has to give this request in writing and the purpose of seeking this also. So there is transparency in that regard as well. And then there is also to be an undertaking that this information not be shared with others. This